Good morning. It is Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen from all over the globe, this is Connie once again. Time check, it's 6:04 a.m. and I would love to say hi and welcome to anybody who's going to be watching or watching with me from across the globe. Just tell me where you're watching from. I would love to hear. Today is day 6 of our Raising Your Vibrations a Day at a Time. And we are going to be talking about the significance of words and the words that are causing us to attract the things that we don't want. Yes, you heard me say that right. Words that are attracting the things that we don't want. We certainly want to know what those were to avoid creating a negative vibration and stop attracting the things that we don't want. And once again, I reference my information and give credit to Michael Lushier's book, The Law of Attraction. If you haven't heard about him, he's an amazing um, self uh, published author of The Law of Attraction, and he has changed thousands of lives, including mine. So I'm going to start to talk to you about um, understanding the significance of words. Um, Anything that we do, think, or feel are made up of words. It all starts down. The common denominator always starts with a word. Words grouped together make your sentences and more and more. And each of the words that we say, we think, create the thoughts that generate the feelings. And remember what vibe means in the last couple of days that we had been here. A vibe is the mood or a feeling. It equates to a mood or a feeling. So be careful how you use the words that create your thoughts and that generate that feeling. Because whether it's a positive or negative vibration that you create out of that feeling, the law of attraction, remember, will give you more of the same. And so we need to think of the words that we generate and use and that we send out to the universe because the universe, the law of attraction, will sense that vibration. And like I said yesterday, it multiplies it and gives it back to you, be it positive or negative. Now, are we able to control that? Yes. Like I said yesterday, we can turn the non-deliberate attraction into a deliberate attraction. In this case, we're talking about words. So we try to choose the words that create the thoughts, that create the feelings that is associated with a positive energy or a positive vibration. Because remember, what you put into words generate the thoughts and generate that feeling. And each of these feelings create that power that sends out a vibration to the universe, be it positive or negative. Now, jumping onto the main topic, you're all probably curious what the words that are causing us to attract what the words that we don't want. Sorry for the typographical error right there. And what are exactly these words? Um, you will try to remember when we were younger. Um, Oftentimes, I tell this to my kids, like when we were at swim meet, instead of telling them the things that I don't want them to do, I tell them the things that I want them to do. But this is precisely because the words that are causing or attracting what I don't want to happen is because that's when you start using the words don't, not, and no. These are the words we try our very best to avoid using because your conscious and unconscious mind automatically will filter out the words don't, not, and no. And when you start using these words, you're actually internalizing in your mind what you are told not to do. Let's start from a very simple example. I'm just going to say, don't think of the Eiffel Tower. I said, don't think of the Eiffel Tower, but mind you, as soon as I just said that, what you just thought about was the Eiffel Tower. Your mind subconsciously eliminated that word don't and just have you think of the exact thing that I don't want you to think of. Just like when I say to my kids at the pool before, instead of saying don't run around the pool, we always tell the kids walk. Or when my kids were little, instead of telling them don't jump up and down the couch, you tell them get down from the couch and sit properly. Because they will just keep doing that. You just told them what you don't want them to do, but that's all that they hear. They eliminate subconsciously the word don't, and the only thing that registers is the thing that you don't want to happen. And it just keeps going and over and over and over again. And precisely with the words that we use. The words that we use create a thought, create feelings, create a vibration. When we use the words negatively and associate or attach the words don't, not, and no, like for instance, um, don't panic. You just said don't panic. And what exactly just happened right there? Your subconscious eliminated, filtered out the word don't, and all that you know is the word panic. And even if you tell that yourself, and I'm guilty of that. Just like the other day, I was working on some thumbnails, and my computer just kept crashing, or that app just kept crashing, and I get so frustrated because it took me like almost an hour just to create one thumbnail, but it normally just takes me like a few minutes. I keep telling, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. And here I am repeating to myself just exactly the same thing I don't want to happen. And it just keeps happening over and over again until I like fell asleep doing it and woke up the next morning, finally did it. I'm like, it's just really wasn't the thing I wanted to happen. Even if the instruction was not to do something, your unconscious and conscious mind edited that part of the instruction. And it's amazing because it's true. I don't know if you find yourself saying those words, like, for instance, you say, um, don't litter, and you see people still littering and throwing things on the ground. Or it's precisely the exact opposite of you want to happen. What you don't want to happen that you just told them, creating that negative, using that negative word, create that negative thought, create that negative feeling, generate that negative vibration, and it happened. Or when you tell yourself, when you have a client that's coming and you, before you even meet the client, you already tell yourself, I hope this client don't cancel. What you just told yourself subconsciously is that the mind filter that word don't, and more so than not, your client may or may not likely to cancel. What I could have said better is, I'm expecting this client and I'm hoping this client converts into a business partner. So, or I'm hoping this client keeps her appointment. All right, we got 3 clients today, and we're hoping that they all keep their appointments, and that's going to keep us That's going to keep our business running really smoothly for the rest of the day. So, having said that, you know that the law of attraction responds the same way your mind does, and it hears what you don't want. So, if it hears only what you don't want, because that's the vibration, the feeling that you're sending out, because your mind filters out the word don't, no, and not. It only senses and hears what you don't want, so it gives you what you don't want. So instead of saying, I hope I don't fail the test, you say, I hope to pass this test. I hope to get a good grade. And even if you didn't have much time to study, you say, instead of saying, oh, I hope I don't forget the answers are, just say, I hope I remember the answers correctly. I hope I can associate the choices correctly with the questions so I can choose the most appropriate answer. So, what are we exactly doing? What am I exactly telling you to do? I am exactly telling you to that when you make a statement containing the words don't, not, and no, you're actually giving attention and energy to what you don't want. And remember, the definition of the law of attraction, if you go back to the prior days that we were here, the law of attraction, with the law of attraction, whatever you put your energy, your attention, and your focus into, it gives it back to you, be it positive or negative. That's what the law of attraction is. Whatever you put your attention, your focus, and your energy into is what it senses, and it gives you more of it. So be careful what you say and how you use your words, because your words generate thoughts, your thoughts generate the feelings that create the vibration. Instead, each time you hear yourself saying the word don't, not, and no, or each time you find yourself saying these words, you ask yourself, so what do I want? What do I really want? You pause right there before you even say what you don't want. You ask yourself what you don't want. And when you ask yourself what you do want, you will have created a new sentence in your mind with new words. And when your word changes, your vibration changes as well. And the best news of all is that you can only send out one vibration at a time. So, according to Napoleon Hill, I'm going to quote him. He says, positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. One must dominate the other. It is our responsibility to make that positive emotions constitute the dominating influence of your mind. So, that's great because you can technically have the power to change that negative thought, the negative statement that you have. Stop right there, pause. Instead, you think, what do you really want? And then you, with your answer, start creating a positive statement that has created positive vibrations. And that's what the law of attraction will sense, because that is now what your mind is giving attention to, focusing your energy to, and it gives you more of it. So, today's challenge, here's what I want you to do. Think of any negative statement, or every time you have a negative statement coming up, before you even say those words, you pause and you ask yourself, so what do I want? And then convert that into a positive statement. I'm gonna give you a few examples. So instead of saying, don't panic, I will pause and think, what do I really want? Instead of saying, I don't panic, what I really want is calmness. So instead of saying, don't panic, I will pause and rephrase what I'm going to say, think what I really want, and instead say, keep calm or stay calm. Or if instead of saying to someone, like a friend who you really care about and might not have opened up much to you yet, but you're willing to help this person out, instead of saying to that person, do not hesitate to call me, pause right there and maybe think what the you really want this person to do. What you really want this person to do is call you, right? Instead of not call you. Because you don't want this person to stay away and keep things to herself, especially if this person really needs help. What you can say to encourage this person to do what you really want is, please call me soon, or please call me today. That just changes everything. And you exactly told the person what you wanted them to do. This is practically useful, especially for young children, because these children cannot really associate really and think of what you really don't want them to do. All that they think and hear is what you don't want them to do. Because the conscious and subconscious filters out those words, and all those here are the things you don't want them to do, and they keep doing it over and over again. And it's precisely the same thing with our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So, hope gave you some things to think about and provided you with inspiration. I have given myself this great reminder. Like I said, when I teach you this, I learn myself to apply it to myself, and I just feel good about it. I feel good that I've learned something new, and I feel good that I am able to impart what I know to you guys watching out there. So, join me once again tomorrow, um, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I've really thought about this because one of my partners have asked, am I really planning to do this 365 days in a year, this daily habit of raising our vibrations a day at a time? At first, I've had to pause. Do I really want to have a break on Saturdays and Sundays? But I've created this positive feeling and positive momentum that I just really want to give it out, whenever I give out knowledge or sharing my information, I feel good about myself, and I feel good about having imparted to others who might need to hear those words at that particular day, and I'm not going to keep that from that person. And it helps me, believe it or not. This helps me as I help you. So this is not becoming a burden to me. I actually find myself actually more relaxed and more grateful for the rest of my day, because I have created a great start to my day, started a positive vibration, raised my vibration, and together we'll do it. Create that habit a day at a time. Happy Saturday, happy weekend to everybody, which part of the globe you're watching. Have a nice Saturday and enjoy your day. Remember the challenge. Before you state that negative statement, think, what do you really want? And instead, say that positive statement, convert that positive statement, and create positive energy. I love you all.